Hey, hi, hello, my name is dis.cat. This is Project Hardcover, where we're letting books be the escape. Hi! Today I'm going to be doing my September wrap-up. I know, so much monthly organization, I don't know what to do with it all either. But enough with the freaking out over how organized I'm all of a sudden becoming. Let's just get started. So, first book I tackled this month was Everybody Sees the Ants by A.S. King, and I loved this book. This book is about a boy named Lucky who is experiencing some really tough times, not only at home but at school too. Just really bad bullying and just stuff going on with his parents, and no one really knows how to handle him. But Lucky has been able to find refuge in his dreams, where he goes back in time and finds his grandfather, who was a POW MIA soldier during the Vietnam War. And he goes through all of these little nightly adventures with his grandfather and feels like he finally has someone he can talk to. This book was incredibly real. Like, all of this stuff, all of these depictions of what's going on in his life and how he handles it, and just how just painfully unhelpful adults can be. Just so much of the time, it was all so real, and it really resonated with me. And these characters, I really liked these characters. They were just, again, so real. When books are really real, it's really easy to connect with them. So yes, I really connected with these characters. This story was very, very moving. Just extremely moving. Even with the whole quirky going, and visiting his grandpa in his dreams part. That was just really, really just incredible too. Not for a minute did I not believe that he was seriously going back to Vietnam to see his grandfather. It was just incredibly, incredibly amazing. I loved this. I loved this. This needs to be taught in high schools. I'm dead serious. Bullying is a very serious thing, and I think that this book just grapples it and tackles it and really dissects it and makes it very, very approachable, I guess is the word I'm looking for, to anyone. I seriously, if any high school English teachers are watching this, just first of all, thank you. Two, I seriously suggest maybe considering entering this into your curriculum. This is just, it's so fantastic. Just 5 out of 5 stars. Was amazing. The next book that I tackled this month was Repossessed by A.M. Jenkins. If you guys have been around for a while, you'll know that I hauled this quite some time ago. Maybe a little before Booktubeathon, maybe a little after. I'm not entirely sure. But I hauled it, and basically my reasoning behind buying it was it won a Prince Honor Award. Yeah, I really hadn't heard anything about it, good or bad. I just know that it won a Prince Honor, and I'm kind of on this mission to read all of the Prince Honor and Prince Award books. So I decided that I was going to read this one, and I decided I was going to read this one this month because, college and stuff, and it's really tiny. College and tiny books go together so fantastically well. But anywho, this book is about a demon named Kyriel who is just completely fed up with his existence in hell, so he decides to play hooky and possess a teenage boy's body and just have fun on Earth for a little while. And it's just talking about all of the experiences that he has while he is living this boy's life for a couple days. This book wasn't incredibly action-packed, and it wasn't, painfully moving or anything, but it was a very fast, really fun read. I loved hearing about this demon, go through human emotions and human experiences for the first time. It was really interesting seeing that, and there were moments in this that did have a lot of wisdom and, did speak to me. A lot of little poignant moments, and it was just a really cutesy, fun read. I had fun reading this, and I got through it in just absolutely no time. So I gave this book, I believe, a 4 out of 5 stars. If not a 4, then a 3.5. It was good. It was wonderful. It wasn't the best thing ever or anything. Just a really quick, fun little read. And I recommend it if you have any free time. The next book that I tackled, let's be honest, I should have tackled this months ago. It is an ARC I received, I believe, in February. So, yeah, judge me. Go ahead. I deserve it. Judge me. But anywho, this book is Tin Star by Cecile Castellucci. Yeah, like I said, I received this book, I believe, in February. That's, I got this before it went out in stores, and it went out in stores in February of this year, so I probably received it sometime in February or maybe even January, and I just been putting it off so long. And part of that isn't just because, you know, I was busy reading just so much other stuff, but also it is sci-fi. And not like, you know, sci-fi mixed in with a whole bunch of other stuff, you know, like The Fifth Wave is, yes, it's sci-fi, aliens, but it's also like dystopian survival story stuff. No, this is like serious sci-fi, like intergalactic space travel and multiple species of aliens all speaking different languages kind of thing. Yeah, like that kind of sci-fi. But basically this story follows a girl named Tula Bain as she is about to begin her intergalactic space travel, and it doesn't turn out so well for her. She is betrayed by the leader of her colony of, you know, intergalactic space traveling people, and left for dead on a almost abandoned space station way, way far away from Earth. It's basically about her trying to, you know, gain footing on this spaceship, trying to gain trust with the aliens that she is now forced to, you know, share close quarters with, and also about her seeking revenge on this guy that stabbed her in the back. And yes, it was very heavy on the sci-fi, and yes, I did have, well, not a lot of problems, but there were a few problems. I did enjoy this. It was interesting, it was gripping. I am planning on getting the sequel. There is a sequel coming out next year in February, and I do want to get my hands on it. So I definitely enjoyed it that much, but there were a lot, I don't want to say a lot, because I don't want to turn people off to this, but there were quite a few problems. Some of the things weren't explained enough, you know, the story kind of switches pace all out of nowhere. There was insta-love in it, and just, but it was still really interesting. I gave this 3 out of 5 stars. I do think that there is just huge room for improvement, and I do definitely believe that there is going to be improvement, so I am excited for the second book in this series. The next book that I tackled in September is the one I'm sure you're all waiting for, because, oh man, I was waiting for this. I was waiting for this so hard. And it is The Infinite Sea by Rick Yancey, which is the second book in the Fifth Wave trilogy. I'm gonna say trilogy, I'm pretty sure it's a trilogy. So yes, this glorious little baby was delivered to me on the 16th, and I quickly finished Tin Star and started this just almost immediately. And I devoured this. I was just, I didn't realize how starved for this story I was until I started reading it, and I was just like, oh, Rick Yancey, why did you make me wait so long? Now, granted, I do have problems with it. I mean, I loved it, but I had problems. But I don't really want to go too much in depth into it, because I do plan on doing a review of this, because just feels, lots of feels. So not gonna go too into it, just know that, of course, I gave it a 5 out of 5 stars. I cannot wait for the third one. Just keep your eyes out for the review, because it will be coming. And I know that in my September TBR, I said that the next book I was going to be reading was going to be Half Bad by Sally Green, but, people, I had a moment of weakness. I got this book, and it was just sitting on my bookshelf, and it just kept calling to me, and it bullied me. It bullied me into reading it, and I did. But I'm not all that upset about it, because it was fantastic. And that book is Winger by Andrew Smith. I loved this book. Like, this book is just everything I need a contemporary to be. Just like Everybody Sees the Ants, this book is painfully real. Just the experiences and the emotions and the behaviors of the characters is just so spot on. And it's just, It's so awesome. It's so great. This book is also really funny and really emotional and just, oh, I had feels. I had feels reading this, especially at the end. For those of you who read it, oh my, the end, like, don't even. The story was really, really interesting. The characters, I loved these characters, and the writing was so great. It felt like I was in the story. I felt like I was at the school watching these kids go through this stuff. It was just so good. So, I love this book. It's like one of my all-time favorite contemporary novels now. Oh, and just a little something that like everybody on BookTube forgot to mention when talking about this book. It has illustrations in it. Like really? You just forget to mention something like that? Nah, that's kind of a big thing. You kind of need to mention, hey, this book is super amazing. It's about a boarding school, yada yada, and there are illustrations in it. But this is the story of Ryan Dean West, who is going to a boarding school, kind of for, you know, riff-raff causing rich kids? Yeah, they're kind of not the most well-behaved rich kids ever. But anyway, it is his story of him living at this boarding school with his friends and going through just normal, very realistic teenaged issues. Super fantastic. I love this book. I'm in love with this right now. And the last book that I was supposed to tackle in the month of September was Blood Red Road by Moira Young, which is the first book in the Dustland series, but unfortunately, I haven't finished it. I'm only there. I think I'm not even 100 pages in. Nope, I'm not. I was so excited. I was like so on track with my books. Like I was like, oh yeah, I have definitely enough time to finish this. I'll even be able to start my October books early. I'm so on track. And then I started this, and oh, I ran into issues. I know what you guys are thinking. You're not even 100 pages in yet. How can you not be liking the story? And simply put, I'm not. No, my issue is not that I'm not liking the story. It's the stylistic issues. First thing that I was struggling with, this book is written in dialect. This main character, Saba, has a very, very strong Southern accent, and it is written in that dialect. And I've read books written in dialect before, so no, I don't struggle with them. I mean, it takes me a little bit to get used to it, but usually not more than a few pages or so. So now I know what you're thinking. Well, if you're used to dialect writing, why is it such a problem? Because the author also decided to go with another stylistic choice that I'm not used to these two things being in tandem. The author also doesn't use quotations in this book. Like when her characters are speaking, there are no quotation marks. That is difficult, guys. It is and it's not. It's just not a stylistic choice that I'm very fond of. I like, you know, classic writing style. I like there to be quotations. I like thoughts to be in italics and all of that good stuff. So, yes, that was an issue too. But usually when these things appear in books separately, it is very easy for me to tackle them. But when they're together, yeah, I'm struggling a little bit. Well, I was struggling. I'm kind of in the flow with it. It's just taken me a lot longer than I would have liked to get into the habit of being able to find where people are speaking and when they're not, and getting used to this dialect, but I am getting the swing of it now, so I am hoping that I will be able to finish this fairly soon, at least soon enough that I don't screw up my October plans, but so far I'm liking the story. The story is interesting. The story is basically about Saba and her siblings and her father who live in this post-apocalyptic, I'm pretty sure, kind of wasteland, and her brother is captured by these 4 mysterious men on horseback. So she has to go out into this wild, untamed world that she absolutely knows nothing about to try and rescue him. So yes, I am in the swing of things kinda now, and the story is picking up, so I definitely don't think it's going to take me too long to get a hold of this. Hi guys, quick update from the future. I finished it! I finished this, and oh, it was really good. It really was. them stylistic issues, man. Them stylistic choices. Thing is, I knew when I started this that I was gonna love the story. Just everything that I had heard about it and the way that the story starts and the voice and the tone that it has, I knew I was gonna dig the story. I knew I just had to get over the stylistic stuff, and then I was really gonna get into the story, and I was really gonna enjoy it, and I did. The characters are super awesome. This chica, Saba, badass heroine, man. She is so cool. And the story is really thrilling, and it is really gripping, and it is really intriguing, and the little romance that's in here is so freaking cute, and I love it, and it was just really good. It did just take me way more time than I expected to get over the dialect and the no quotation mark stuff, but once I did, it really was just a really quick plow through. I gave this 5 out of 5 stars. I have the sequel. I don't know when I'm gonna get around to it, but I hope it's soon. And I'm just, yes, I really like this. So yes, I did finish it. Woohoo! So that's it. That is my September. I am very proud of the progress that I have made so far. I am behind a book, but still, I got a lot of reading done, and it was really good reading. I am very happy with this month. So keep an eye out for my Infinite Sea review that will be coming, and my October TBR that will be coming up very soon as well. As always, thanks you guys for watching. I will see you next time, and remember, books are the escape.